FLOSSTUBE. Hello crafty friends. How's everybody doing today? Today is Monday, April the 12th. My name is Caroline. Welcome back. Monday FLOSSTUBE. And I'm recording here in London, Ontario, Canada. My channel is all about cross stitch and knitting, sewing, quilting, English paper piecing occasionally, possibly some upcoming diamond painting. Who knows? I remember I received that diamond painting kit from Rachel Ray. I'm gonna bring that here with me in a couple of days. Maybe something to look forward to. I've never tried diamond painting, and I've been saving this kit that Rachel sent me for a special, I don't know, and maybe now's the time. So a little life update before I start. Unfortunately, the family and I are self-isolating for the next little while. There was some potential COVID exposure, and so we are isolating until we know more. We have tests scheduled this afternoon, COVID swabs scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon, so hopefully we should have the results of those in a couple of days. Now, we'll be waiting to hear from, public health as to whether once we have a negative result, whether we don't need to isolate anymore. That's my understanding of our particular level of exposure. So we shall see. But yeah, so because I'm at the workshop, I'm at work today, and it's just me, myself, and I. There's no one else here, so I'm able to hop in the car. We had enough gas for the next few days. I don't need to worry about getting gas. I had a neighbor drop off a bag of milk on the porch yesterday, and I messaged and I said, look, we're out of milk. I couldn't get a grocery pickup, a delivery slot yesterday. I said, we're almost out of milk. The coffee situation's getting a bit desperate. Could you just, chuck a bag of milk at our porch? And bag of milk. I'm in Ontario, Canada. Many of us here buy our milk in bags. That's usually a whole other conversation, but I said, could you throw a bag of milk at the porch? And that would be much appreciated. So he did. And so the coffee was saved, and we're totally fine. None of us have any symptoms. We're all feeling good, and just awaiting. John and Sarah have both had a COVID swab before. I don't know, 6 months ago maybe. But Nicholas and I never have. So this will be our very first swab experience. Nicholas is a little nervous, understandably so. But I'm sure that he understands the importance of it, and so I'll report back later. That being said, I do have some orders in the shop that I will try to schedule a FedEx pickup, but I'm not supposed to go anywhere. I'm not supposed to do anything, so I probably won't be sending out any orders until I have a negative test. I'm sure everyone understands. Okay, so let's get to it. I have a Because Monday giveaway today. I have 2 charts up for giveaway today. They are both Lizzie Kate snippets, and they are, the first one is Welcome Tooth Fairy. How cute is that? And the other one, ask me about my grandkids. Grandkids are great. I know I have lots of grandparents who visit with me here on FLOSSTUBE, so I thought maybe these might be 2 welcome charts. And I'll send them anywhere. To enter, you'll find a post over on the Facebook group, which is called Friday Off the Grid. You're welcome to join us over there. I'm going to put up 2 separate posts, one for each chart, and you can leave me a comment on one or both. It doesn't matter. You can't win both. I would like to give them away to 2 separate people, but you're more than welcome to enter both. And I don't think, do these have charms in the chart? I don't think they do. No. I might have I might have a tooth button. If I can find it, I'll tuck it in with this one. Even though there isn't a charm on it, it would be appropriate, wouldn't it? I'll see what I can find. A lot of my things are still in flux. Yeah, I was hoping to have a finish today. I was hoping to have a cross stitch finish today, but I ran out of one of my colors of floss and it was here. It wasn't at home, and I wasn't going to come into work on Sunday. I work most Saturdays, and so I was here all day on Saturday, but I didn't realize that I was so low on the one color, and so I didn't take any home, and then I ran out when I was trying to stitch. So this is my Distelfink Heart by Jacob, Modern Folk Embroidery. And here it is. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that. Look at that. So you can see where I ran out of, so the 2 colors I'm using are, these are Leo&Roxy Yarn Co flosses. The darker one is called Wisteria, and the lighter one is called Iris. And I will have a link in the drop down box below to Jacob's pattern and the floss. And this is a 28 count dirty linen. I just love it. I love it so much. Love it. So I have, there's one more Quaker motif up here in the crooks of the heart here, and then the whole pattern becomes a diamond shape. And so I have to do that, and there's going to be one more border surrounding the entire thing. It's just a 2-stitch border, and then that will be in the darker wisteria all the way around. So there's a little close-up. Oh my goodness, look at that. Jacob's designs are so fun to stitch. They are just so fun to stitch. So pretty. And I love how that lighter iris color just looks like a bit of lace. So let's see. There's a view back from here. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. Love it. Okay. So I didn't quite get it finished, but you know, a fair bit of progress, I think, for just a couple of days work, really. So because I ran out of floss, I picked up another project that I would like to finish in the next little while. And many of you will remember these, my socks. These are, I know, Leo&Roxy Heavy today. This is Leo&Roxy, this is their yarn. This is the, oh, which one is it again? August 2019 Sock of the Month Club yarn. And it is, oh, this is so pretty. I had a viewer name it the Fruity Pebbles socks, and I think it's totally appropriate. I mean, look at that. Look at that color. It's just so rich and happy and like tropical fruit punch. I love it. And so, and then the main skein, it came with a 20-gram mini skein, and that was the gray that I'm using for the toe and the heel. So that's the sock that I finished, and you can see it did some really fun pooling effect in through my gusset decreases there. And let's see if I can get the color a bit better. There we go. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty and fun. Little pops of color, just bright and just cheerful. And then look at the other side of it, where what the pooling did on this side. Got the purples there. How pretty is that? So my second sock, the last time I showed this sock, my second sock, I think I had maybe 4 or 5 rounds to do until I got to the heel. And so I finished that, and I've knit most of the heel flap. This is the super simple sock cuff down, super simple cuff down sock pattern, written out by my friend Louise Patterson of Wildflower Wool and one of the members of the Fiber Friends podcast. And I always do an extra long heel flap. So I do a longer heel flap than calls for in the pattern, because I have a really high instep, and so this allows me to have more gusset decreases, which gives me more width over the saddle of my foot so that the sock fits better. And so I usually do 40 rows. Well, it ends up being 42 rows, because when I add in the different color, I like to do a knit row first before I start the slip stitch row. Just a little quirk. So you can see, I can get it to focus here. There I've got 1 row of straight knit stitch before I start the slip stitch pattern here. Isn't the slip stitch pattern it's so beautiful, a slip stitch heel. I just think that is just so pretty. I find it such a pretty design. I mean, could you imagine a whole blanket made up of that? I can. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful stitch. And then that is the regular, just stockinette, plain knit. And then there's the slip stitch. So pretty cool. So I'm almost done the heel flap. You know, just the odd row knit here and there over the weekend, and it's starting to come together. So back in the bag it goes, and it will get tucked in my purse, and I'll take it back home and work on it over the next couple of days, and hopefully have a finished pair, which would be really nice. So that's really all I worked on. Oh, I better not forget. That's one thing I didn't mention, the way I like to knit my socks. I knit them, my favorite is using a small 9-inch circular needle. So that's this guy here. And so you can see it's quite small. Now I have really big hands. I'm quite tall. Well, this is under debate. In high school, I was measured as 5'10", and so my whole life I thought I was 5'10". And then John measured me on the wall a couple of years ago, and there was a disagreement about my actual height, which apparently is 5'9". So give or take an inch, right? 5'9". So, and I have really large hands, and so these needles are quite small, but the way that I knit, they really suit my hands. They feel really comfortable. You know, I love using them, but I prefer to do my heel and my toe on double pointed needles, which are these guys here, these straights, okay? And so when I'm doing the heel, I just keep the rest of the stitches on the top of the foot. They just hang out on the small circular until I'm ready to pick up the stitches from the heel flap, and then everything gets joined back together again. And then once I've picked up the stitches, I go back to knitting in the round, and I do the gusset decreases on the small circular as well. So, oh, and they're a 2.25 millimeter. I don't know, what's the US for that? The US number, does it say on this? Let's see, use my, what is it? It's a US 1. Yeah, US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter. And that's that. So yeah, that was all the crafting I did. I know I kept my Jeannette Douglas piece here, the Blooming Bouquet stitch along. I put 10 stitches in it. This is not a place for me to sit and craft and relax. This is my workspace. And so I, you know, even when it was lunch time or break time last week, Nicholas was here. So I didn't want to, you know, sit and craft while he was, you know, needing lunch, or we were discussing his schooling and what was going on in school and class, and it just didn't, you know, doesn't happen. So I put in 10 stitches and that was fine. 10's better than none. But this is definitely going to be just mostly a workplace, which is good, right? This is what it's for. This is what it's for. I do plan, however, to keep my stash here, because I'm back and forth here 6 days a week. So if there's something I really want, then and I don't have it at home, then I'll have access to it the next day. But I think it might actually help me focus on what to work on when I'm at home, because I will have limited projects at home. Maybe, might work, you never know. Okay, I have one more thing to share with you today, one more thing to show, and this is something that I purchased a number of weeks ago now. Crinkle, 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 I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it in the plastic because I'm keeping it in the plastic until I wanna start it. It's fully kitted up. I have been eyeing embroidery patterns on Instagram. And I had one pop up who was a local to me here in Ontario, stitcher, embroiderer, and I think she's near Toronto. She's not in Toronto, but I think she's near Toronto. And her Instagram handle is She the Bee, and I will link to her Instagram and her shop in the drop down box below. She doesn't know who I am. This is not a promotion or anything. I just really like her stuff. So I started following her Instagram feed. I've been super interested in learning how to, you know, do a proper embroidery and different stitches and whatnot. And I just really liked her designs, her aesthetic. A lot of florals, a lot of beautiful neutral colors, and I think room for your own interpretations of colors as well. And so I decided to, and you can buy her patterns as just the PDF of the pattern, or you can buy it as a full kit. And so I decided that for my first one, I was going to buy the whole kit, because buying the whole kit, it gives you a really good idea, when it's a new craft, it gives you a really good idea of the different supplies that are needed, because I have a really good knowledge of what different things are, right? Like I didn't need to buy an embroidery hoop, and I didn't need to buy, it comes with DMC floss. I didn't need to buy DMC floss, but having the fabric come, having everything come all together as one, as the designer intended, I thought was really just kind of fun. So this is Flowers Are My Love Language embroidery pattern. And looks like that. That's the design. So you can see lots of really beautiful fall colors, really, really rich colors. And then, okay, you know what? Let me open it up. I have opened it up already, but I kind of packed everything away. But that's okay. I'll pack it away again. So forgive the crinkling, or for those of you who like the crinkling, you're welcome. Okay, so comes with, in the package here, she included the hoop. Okay, so we all know about embroidery hoops. Can find them anywhere. She included a needle. Oh, this has got her name on it too. Okay, so this is her card, Krista Eskin. So that's her card there. And there. If you do a screen freeze right now, you've got, I don't even have to put it in the drop down box below. It's right here. So freeze the screen and you can look up and you can take down that information right there. She the Bee. And She the Bee at Shop She the Bee Studio. Oh, okay. All right. It included a sticker, which I think is so pretty. I was watching Michelle Bendy a few days ago, and she was talking about her stickers and her water bottle that she's got all of her favorite special stickers on, and I love that. I've never collected stickers like this before. When I was a kid, I had a sticker collection, which I still have because my mother saved it for me, and it's really fun. But you know, these kind of grown-up fun stickers. Where am I gonna put it? I don't know. It came with a bumblebee needle minder that was made by Stitch Plus Stitch. Yeah, Stitch Plus Stitch. And they have, and it looks like there's an Etsy shop as well. Stitch Plus Stitch. Look at that. That's really, really sweet. It's a good size too. Good size needle minder. Nice size magnet. I like that. Okay, it came with the floss needed for this particular chart. So it's a lot of, there's 434, 300, 632. The neutral is 3033, which is a really pretty color. It's a nice mix. I like her combo. Sorry about the glare, but I think you get an idea of the colors there. Yeah, that's really pretty. Okay, and then it came with, this template I think is for when you're ready to frame it. I think this goes in the back. Haven't read all the directions yet, but I think this goes in the back against the back of the stitching, I think. A piece of cotton to do the embroidery on. Now I did read somewhere that she uses Kona cotton, Kona cotton is a very good name of cotton fabric. It's got a lovely hand feel to it, and the most quilters know of Kona cotton. So that's really nice. So and there's two pieces. Yeah, there's two pieces, and she tied it up in a really nice ribbon. And then there's the chart. There's the pattern. And not only is there the pattern, there's a stitching guide. Okay, that's really good. And her photos are nice and big. The instructions look pretty good. They look fairly thorough. But keep in mind, I have not done this myself yet. I have not actually tried to follow her instructions yet. This is just a really cursory look. They look good. The photos look fairly clear. So good. Okay. So a stitching guide and the chart. So I'm assuming that there is, that's it. Okay. So I can't show this, but there is a printed pattern for tracing. So that's how you do it. And what do you trace it with? A Pilot friction pen. This was also included in the kit, which I've never used before, so that's kind of cool. Okay, my battery is about to die, so hang on, let me just, there we go. For the last 5 minutes of my video. I always like to mention if I'm changing the battery, because of all of a sudden, you know, because I have to pick it up and move the camera if the view changes or whatever, and you are like, what just happened? Well, that's what happened, my battery died. Okay, so yeah, I'm a little nervous to try it because it's brand new, but I mean, I know how to use a needle and thread. It's not totally brand new, but it is still something that is new-ish. So I've been keeping it tucked away, safe and sound in its package, and it'll be there when I'm ready for it. But I just thought it was really pretty, and it was nice to support a small Canadian shop. So I treated myself. So, did you notice? Did you notice I put up a new picture since last week? And it's not the Just Nan. A viewer left me a comment on what that Just Nan piece was, and I pinned it to the top of last week's comments. So I'll I'll try to remember to go in and write in what it is. But in case you fell in love with that Just Nan piece, it was the one that had the charm in the middle with the bead. I pinned the comment with the name, and a huge thank you to the viewer who wrote in with the name of that chart. And I did pin it to the top of the comments. So again, we have Little House Needleworks, Old Coffee, got it wrong last week, Old Coffee House. I think I called it Old Coffee Shop, and it's Old Coffee House. This is the Inn at Fox River Mill, also by Little House Needleworks. And then this is by Alessandra Adelaide Coffee Cup. And that's one of the most favorite things I've ever stitched, finished. It was not my most favorite thing to stitch, probably because you know, it was one of those things where it would frustrate me, and I would put it away and I wouldn't work on it for a while. I did this 1/1 on 32 count even weave, and it's tiny. I did use the called for colors. So Alessandra Adelaide Coffee, I think that's just what it's called. Pretty sure that's just the name of it. And 32 count even weave, 1 thread over 1. So it was tiny. Now it wasn't Ymir Almond M&M's tiny, who does like 1/1 on 56 count. But for me, that was super duper tiny. And the DMC that I was using, it frayed easily, probably because I should have been using a bigger needle maybe to help open up the hole of the weave of the fabric, which would have helped the thread come through. I suspect because it was so small and my needle was small, there was probably a lot of drag on the thread, and so it would break easily. And also it's really hard to thread your needle under the backs of the stitches when it's so small. So I should have utilized a waist knot a little more often, but I didn't bother. So, you know, that's my fault. But the finish, I absolutely, like, it's one of my most favorite pieces. I just love it so much. It's so pretty. So that's the Alessandra Adelaide. Let me just bring the camera close so that you can, oh, look, see, I got a new light. You can see it there. I got a new ring light. I don't know if it's still much of a cool light in here. I can't tell. You guys let me know whether you think the lighting's okay or if I need to warm it up a bit somehow. The problem is I have fluorescent lighting above my head. So maybe if I turn that off. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. It looks so pretty. It's so tiny and so pretty. Oh, okay. Let me put you back for here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I have fluorescent lighting overhead. So it's not ideal, but the ring light is good. I can, where's the clicker? Here's the clicker. I can apparently make it, let's do a little less light here. You ready? How's that? That seems a bit warmer, doesn't it, actually? Isn't that cool? Look, I can make it. That's as bright as it goes. And then that's a little less. How's that? Is that the sweet spot right there? But if I move my glasses up, oh, you can see the ring light. That's why I have it so high up, so I don't have that reflection in my glasses the whole time that I'm talking. I must have spent an hour trying to set up this silly thing today. Honestly, I tell you, what a gigantic pain in the butt. That's what it was, I tell you. Okay, so now these 3 things are probably going to stay here forever and ever, amen. So what I'm going to do, so I don't repeat myself every FLOSSTUBE Monday, I'm just going to put the information in the drop down box below, and then if we have people in the future who are wondering what they are, oh, so pretty, then they'll be there. Okay, one more thing to share with you today. My drink of the day, which I haven't been drinking, so now it is lukewarm. But that's okay. I actually don't mind lukewarm herbal tea, which I know sounds funny because I like it hot too. This is the Puka Lemon, Ginger, and Manuka Honey. This is a favorite of mine. if I can get it to focus, you can actually see it too. Let's see what we can do here. Hang on, I'm gonna carefully put that, there we go, there it is. I, in Ontario, or at least in London, Ontario, I have found this tea at the Bulk Barn. It's not inexpensive, but it is delicious. And I find that this tea, I like my tea quite weak, herbal tea, and so my giant mug is the perfect herbal tea mug. So if you haven't seen this yet, this is my mug that was made for me by John Valentine and Charlie Waters. prairiepotter.com, Canvas and Clay Gallery. You can follow them on Instagram. They are also the couple that made my Luna mug. So Charlie is the artist, John is the potter, and Charlie did an artist's rendering of my stitched piece called Savon. And there I am. And there's my channel name. So I'm finally using my mug because I've moved into my workshop now. And this is my favorite tea. So I bought a box to bring with me to enjoy over here. This mug is actually my Luna mug. I can fit it in the coffee maker, but this one is just slightly bigger and it doesn't fit. And so I thought this will be my dedicated herbal tea mug and my Luna mug will be my coffee mug. So I have both of my Charlie Waters, John Valentine mugs here with me. I love it. It is so good. And because I like it a bit weaker, I don't find the flavor overpowering. Ginger has a, I'm sure you know, ginger has a very, it can have quite a sharp taste, but when it's diluted that much, it's just delicious. Love it. Okay, so that's it for me today. I need to get back to work. I have some floss to wind and I have some bags to sew. I'm going to have a big shop update this Friday, provided we have negative COVID test results. And I will have a video, shop update video to that effect, either Thursday or Friday morning. I haven't decided a time on the shop update yet. It's probably going to be Friday afternoon, but you can follow me over on Instagram at Evertotes. That's EVERTOTES. I also have a more private Instagram, not private, but more of where I put like pictures of the dog and stuff like that, at Off the Grid Needlearts. So you can find me in both of those places on Instagram. And so yeah, I'll have a shop update on Friday and I will have a video to come out. I have 10, maybe, no, there's 11 new Leo and Roxy floss colors. 11. And they are, they're gorgeous. So I'll share those with you later in the week. Okay, that's it for me today. Off I go. Wish me luck on my COVID swab this afternoon. And I'll let everybody know the results as soon as I know them. And until then, I hope that you're well. I hope that you're safe and that you have some stitching to enjoy. Crafting, knitting, sewing, embroidery, you name it. Whatever you've got that makes you happy. And I'll see you in a few days. So take care, everybody. Happy stitching.